Hello friends, this is a clip from a coaching call from today. This is the message the guy sent me afterwards. So just wanted to give you an idea of what those look like. If you do need help with anything to do with your personal branding, monetization, positioning, content, whatever it is, find me on Instagram, drop me a message and we'll get something going.
And I've seen that you've been killing it on the stories. Other people I've talked to, they're like, bro, just get the DMs out there, get the DMs out there, ask for the sale. I want to have a different approach to it if I really can. That's my biggest hope, honestly. Just a different approach besides me reaching out to 100 people and just asking if they have fitness goals, asking if they do this, you know what I mean? Like, because I hate it personally.
Mate, you're in exactly the right place, because everything you've just said there is, in my opinion, that is outdated. The sending 100 cold DMs a day, the trying to get people kind of like grabbing, let's jump on a call, bro, let's do this. What's your fitness goals? All of this sort of stuff. How are you getting on at the moment? Are there any challenges? We have to remember that people are people. We're not speaking to some random account. The levels of market awareness goes up over time. People have been sold to, and they know what's going on. When they get a cold DM, a cold outreach message, they're like, I know this guy's trying to sell me something. And instantly you've started the whole relationship off where you're chasing and they're running away. Okay, it's the same as in dating, as in relationships. Whenever you're chasing, that means that the other person is running away. So everything that I do is based on attraction. A lot of it is taken from dating. But there's so many different levers that we can pull about optimizing our offer in a certain way, hitting particular pain points that draws people to us. And that other thing as well, you said about kind of setting people in the DMs, getting people onto a call. Look, it does work. And I've had conversations with people where, if I'm honest, I'm probably leaving money on the table. I could push a little bit harder to get onto a call, and then I could do a sales call and I could push a little bit harder on that sales call. Now, my whole sort of philosophy here is I'm playing a long-term game, and I think you're someone who's doing that as well. You're playing this long-term game. What we're looking to do here is build trust. Trust is the most valuable asset you can have. Yeah, maybe you make 10K less over a period of 3 months, but that trust is going to compound over time as your audience grows and as you get more testimonials. Those testimonials are going to be amazing, and that's going to draw more people to you. Okay, we can really, really force it with the sales calls. We can do that, but that usually means that the person doesn't really want your thing. You're kind of having to really persuade them. So we need to, this has all come from asking better questions. How can we get it so that people come to you, they want your thing, they're ready, and it makes your life as easy as possible? So we'll go deep into this, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through a whole offer optimization thing, and I'm also going to send you something which is called building polarity and attraction that works really well. This kind of whole way of approaching it has kind of come from this idea of, right, if I'm jumping on 3 or 4 sales calls a day, I'm spending time with random strangers on the internet. There's people who've paid me a bunch of money to work with me and get my expertise, and now I'm spending 3 hours out of my day talking to random strangers trying to convince them. That doesn't make sense. That value exchange doesn't make sense. The attention should be on the people who've paid me money, get them more amazing results, and then don't worry about the strangers. Just believe that it will come over time because people will see the results and how that works. So that's just kind of a brief overview of kind of the philosophy behind it and kind of changing that direction from chaser to attractor. So I think it'd be interesting to just kind of kick off. If you just kind of give me a massive download, man. Tell me how it's been going in the DMs. Tell me the sort of interactions you're having. Tell me how you feel about it. Tell me the clients you have signed, how that's gone. Just give me a massive download, and I think there's a couple of directions we can take it from there.
Gotcha. Yes, I mean, it's just been recently, honestly, in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, honestly, I've been starting to do this, and I've been holding back from DMing as many people as I could. Obviously, I haven't DM'd anybody in the last week. I'll be honest with you. Well, the thing is, right? So every person who follows me, that, seems like a legitimate account. I mean, you get all these weird accounts from like India, and it has like a damn anime like profile picture, and have like follower, you know what I mean? So any like legit like account, I'll personally reach out and DM them. I'll say, hey brother, just letting you know I appreciate the follow. Just every single time. And I've slowly been building up that trust, like you said, like no joke. 30 minutes before this call, one of the guys I reached out to maybe a week ago just randomly sent me a DM about how he's struggling at work or something like that. So I'm getting like rapport, and I have maybe like 10 people I DM on a regular basis or a weekly basis now. So I see the culmination growing. But when I have DM people, like with the strategy of like, hey, thanks for the follow, which is a normal thing, but then also, do you have any fitness goals? They'll initiate that. They'll say, oh yeah, I have these goals, blah blah blah, and then, oh, what's holding you back from reaching these goals in the next 90 days? And two things. One, they will usually respond back with like, oh, I have a friend, no thank you, I don't want to be sold to. And then also in the same process, like even me, because like I said, I hate doing that, because I know, like you said, like I've been sold to 100 times. Like it's like I'm doing the thing that has been done to me 100. Like I'm getting DMs now about video editing and obviously like even fitness goals. I'm like, bro, I'm a fucking fitness coach and you're pitching me fit. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, it's the same thing. Like, what goals do you have in the next 90 days? And I'm like, bro, like hey, it just gives you that weird, like cringy feeling, And I'm like, I'm doing the same thing that like these people do that I hate. So that's, and as far as signing clients, I have signed none. Like I just started like I'm telling you, my growth all happened within like a week. Like I blinked, I had like 10,000 views. I went to sleep, woke up, and I had like 200,000 views, and I had like 1,000+ followers. And so I'm like fresh out of the nest, like brand new as far as my growth. So
with that's awesome, man. That's so awesome, man. And it's really awesome to hear about the growth of the account. That means people are clearly resonating with the message. But it's so funny to hear you say about those guys who these guys come onto your account and they're thinking, right, I'm going to set this guy, and they don't even look that you're a fitness coach, and they start trying to set you. And like you said, you've seen this 100 times. So knowing this, we now know that the majority of the market is experiencing something similar. Can you still hear me, bro, or is it frozen?
It's a little bit. Yes, it's like really kind of like laggy a little bit.
So what I think would be interesting to kind of cover here is to just unpick some of the current things that you're doing that kind of don't resonate with how you want to operate. Unpick those, reposition some of your content so that your content is hitting harder. Yes, we're going to still use like the top of funnel, high reach stuff, because that's great. If you can get a bit of content to go viral, perfect. But that bit of content that's going to get you awareness is not the same bit of content that's going to get you a sale as well. So I think there's a little bit, this is how I see this call going. What we'll do here is we'll unpick a few of the things that you're doing currently. We're then going to talk about repositioning your content and building, you're already doing this. I went through your content, you're already doing this, but we're going to do this more dialed in. We're going to build an aspirational identity for your ideal customer, and we're going to get some content pillars that are going to hit that. And then what I want to talk to you about as well, what I want to give to you is a story framework that I'm using that works really, really well. So you noticed that kind of I'll hammer the stories. I won't go too deep into that now because we'll cover that towards the end of the call. But what I'll give you is a 5-step formula that I've literally taken this from webinars, how webinars work, and I use this and I implement it in stories and treat the story like a webinar, because that's where people's attention is. It's more natural for them, and mate, those work so well. Over time, they really do convert. There's a few nuances to kind of do along the way. And what would be really, really cool is, let's say by the end of next week, maybe you've kind of produced your first sort of webinar, your first sort of story webinar, and we can kind of maybe have a quick chat and see how that's gone, and make a few tweaks around that. So to kind of break that down again, let's focus on unpicking some of the things you're doing at the moment. Then let's focus on building an aspirational identity for your avatar and for your audience, understanding that, dialing that in. Then lastly, once we've kind of got that foundation in place, what we'll do is we'll look at how to generate leads through your stories using this webinar system. Let me know how that sounds. Is there anything else you want to cover, or does that sound pretty good?